The Gospel of Thomas is an ancient text attributed to Didymus Judas Thomas, one of Jesus' disciples. Unlike the canonical Gospels of the New Testament, which primarily narrate the life and ministry of Jesus, the Gospel of Thomas is a collection of 114 sayings attributed to Jesus. These sayings are often aphoristic, parabolic, and enigmatic, focusing on spiritual knowledge and inner enlightenment. The Gospel of Thomas is considered part of the Nag Hammadi library discovered in Egypt in 1945 and is highly valued in the study of early Christian mysticism and Gnostic traditions. Scholars debate the dating of the text, with estimates ranging from the mid-1st century to the early 2nd century. The Gospel of Thomas provides a unique perspective on early Christian teachings, emphasizing direct personal understanding of divine truth over institutionalized religion. It invites readers to seek the kingdom of God within themselves, urging a transformation of consciousness and a deeper understanding of spiritual reality. In our analysis of the Gospel of Thomas, we apply a structured approach based on a system of affirmed and negated triads. This framework allows us to explore the interconnectedness and relationships between different elements within the text. Our method examines situations for mutually influencing elements and states of positively and negatively balanced objects. Using these triadic patterns, we delve into the sayings of the Gospel of Thomas to uncover the deeper philosophical and spiritual teachings embedded within. Each saying is interpreted through the lens of these logical relationships, revealing the intricate interplay of elements that reflect the complex and profound nature of the text. By applying this analytic approach, we aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of the Gospel of Thomas, highlighting its unique contributions to early Christian thought and its enduring relevance in the pursuit of spiritual knowledge and inner transformation. Coexistence implies mutual relationships where the presence or state of one element directly correlates with the others. This relationship can be seen in how interconnected elements influence each other. Saying 22, Jesus said to them, "When you make the two into one, and when you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make the male and the female into a single one, so that the male will not be male, nor the female be female. When you make eyes in place of an eye, a hand in place of a hand, a foot in place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom." In this saying, the concept of making dualities into a single entity reflects the idea of coexistence. The transformation and unity of opposites, inner and outer, upper and lower, male and female, illustrate the mutual influences between these elements, ultimately leading to a holistic state. Equilibrium indicates a balanced state where the negation or absence of one element corresponds to the negation or absence of others. Saying 70, Jesus said, "If you bring forth what is within you, what you have will save you. If you do not have that within you, what you do not have within you will kill you." Here, the presence or absence of an inner quality, A, directly influences the outcome, B. If the inner quality is absent, A, the consequence is negative, B. This relationship maintains a form of equilibrium where the internal state dictates the external outcome. Reinforcement involves a cyclical positive influence where each element strengthens the next in a continuous loop. Saying 24, his disciples said, "Show us the place where you are, for we must seek it." He said to them, "Whoever has ears should hear. There is light within a person of light, and it shines on the whole world. If it does not shine, it is dark." In this saying, the light within a person, A, shines on the world, B, which in turn affects the overall light, C, perceived. This creates a reinforcing loop where each element influences and strengthens the other. Feedback involves a cyclical negative influence where the absence or negation of one element causes the absence or negation of the next. Saying 45, Jesus said, "Grapes are not harvested from thorn trees, nor are figs gathered from thistles, for they yield no fruit." This illustrates negative feedback. If the tree is a thorn tree, B, it cannot produce grapes, A. And similarly, if it is a thistle, C, it cannot produce figs, B. The absence of desirable characteristics in the plants leads to the absence of fruit, maintaining a cycle of negation. Causal relationships indicate a linear progression where one element directly causes the next, and the absence of the first element results in the absence of the last. Saying 41, Jesus said, "Whoever has something in hand will be given more, and whoever has nothing will be deprived of even the little they have." Here, having something, A, leads to receiving more, B, and receiving more leads to further abundance, C. Conversely, having nothing, A, leads to deprivation, C, establishing a direct causal relationship. Reversion involves a backward or reversing influence where the absence of one element leads to the absence of the preceding element and the presence of the final element reverts to the initial element. Saying 36, Jesus said, "Do not be concerned from morning until evening and from evening until morning about what you will wear." This saying suggests reversion by negating concern, B, for clothing, A, promoting a state where the absence of worry, C, reinforces a simpler, more present-focused life, B, which in turn leads to a less materialistic mindset, A. Non-linear relationships involve indirect influences where one element affects another through an intermediary, and the absence of the first element leads to the absence of the intermediary. Saying 42, Jesus said, "Be passers-by." This saying promotes a non-linear approach to life, where being transient, A, leads to an open, detached state, C, which then influences one's overall perspective and experiences, B. The absence of a fixed attachment of A leads to a lack of intermediary influences, C. Retrospective relationships involve looking back and seeing how the absence of one element leads to the absence of another, and the presence of an intermediary element ensures the initial state. Saying 3, Jesus said, "If your leaders say to you, 'Look, the kingdom is in the sky,' then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, 'It is in the sea,' then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom is inside you, and it is outside you." This saying suggests that external locations on C are not where the kingdom is found. A, implying a retrospection where looking inward, C, ensures the kingdom's presence within oneself, A. The absence of external focus on B negates the misplacement of the kingdom, C. Inclusive relationships indicate that each element not only influences the next, but also collectively contributes to a shared outcome or state. Saying 77, Jesus said, "I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me all came forth, and to me all attained." This saying emphasizes inclusivity, as Jesus represents a source, A, that influences all things, B, which in turn are connected to everything, C. The final state is one where all elements are part of a collective whole, AB. Exclusive relationships indicate that the absence of one element leads to the exclusion of others, and the absence of a combination of elements leads to the exclusion of a final state. Saying 55, Jesus said, "Whoever does not hate father and mother cannot be my disciple, and whoever does not hate brothers and sisters and bear the cross as I do will not be worthy of me." Here, the absence of rejection, so B, of family ties, A, leads to the inability to be a disciple, C. The stringent conditions for discipleship, A and B, result in exclusion from being worthy, C. Conjoined relationships involve elements that collectively lead to a state where they are interdependent and mutually reinforcing. Saying 108, Jesus said, "Whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person, and the hidden things will be revealed to them." In this saying, drinking from Jesus, B, leads to a union where the individual becomes like Jesus, AC. This mutual reinforcement shows how individual transformation, A, leads to a deeper understanding, B, and the revelation of hidden things, C, reinforces the connection, B. Bottlenecked relationships involve constraints where the absence of multiple elements results in the exclusion of another, creating a restrictive state. Saying 64, someone was preparing a dinner and sent his servant to invite the guests. He went to the first and said to him, "My master invites you." The first replied, "Some merchants owe me money. They are coming to me tonight. I must go and give them instructions. Please excuse me from dinner." Here, the guest's various obligations, AC, lead to their refusal to attend the dinner, B. The inability to attend B results in the guests not participating in the event, AC, illustrating a bottlenecked situation. Harmonic relationships involve mutual reinforcement where the combination of two elements leads to the third, creating a balanced and interdependent triad. Saying 25, Jesus said, "Love your brother like your soul, guard him like the pupil of your eye." Here, loving, A, and guarding, B, your brother, leads to a state of unity and protection, C. The harmonious relationship shows how each element contributes to the others, creating a balanced and interconnected whole. Dissonant relationships involve a lack of harmony, where the absence of one element leads to the absence of others, creating a state of discord. Saying 16, Jesus said, "Perhaps people think that I have come to cast peace upon the world. They do not know that I have come to cast conflicts upon the earth, fire, sword, war." This saying highlights dissonance, where the absence of peace, C, leads to conflict and division, A, B. The presence of conflict, B, results in further disharmony, AC, illustrating a state of dissonance. Convergent relationships involve elements that come together to create a unified state, where each element leads to the other's inclusion. Saying 49, Jesus said, "Blessed are the solitary and the elect, for you will find the kingdom, for you are from it, and to it you will return." In this saying, being solitary, A, and elect, B, leads to finding the kingdom, C. The convergence of these states, A, B, results in the discovery of a unified spiritual truth, C, illustrating how the elements come together to form a complete whole. Divergent relationships involve elements that lead to exclusion or separation, where the absence of two elements results in the absence of the third. Saying 72, a man said to him, "Tell my brothers to divide my father's possessions with me." He said to him, "O man, who has made me a divider?" He turned to his disciples and said to them, "I am not a divider, am I?" This saying illustrates divergence where the request for division, BC, results in the negation of unity, A. The absence of cooperation, or AC, leads to further division, B, highlighting how separation and exclusion lead to a lack of harmony. Combination relationships involve the presence of one element and the negation of another, leading to a mutually exclusive third state. Saying 61, Jesus said, "Two will rest on a bed, the one will die, and the other will live." Salome said, "Who are you, man, that you have come up on my couch and eaten from my table?" Jesus said to her, "I am he who exists from the undivided. I was given some of the things of my Father." In this saying, the concept of life and death coexisting on a bed reflects the idea of combination, where the presence of one state, life or death, A, B, is mutually exclusive with the presence of the other, C. The saying implies that life and death are intertwined, yet distinct. Division relationships involve the absence of one element and the presence of another, leading to an exclusive third negated state. Saying 14, Jesus said to them, "If you fast, you will bring sin upon yourselves, and if you pray, you will be condemned, and if you give to charity, you will harm your spirits." This saying suggests that engaging in traditional religious practices, B, without true understanding, A, leads to negative outcomes, C. The absence of genuine spirituality, where B, results in harm, or C, illustrating a divisive state. Association relationships involve the presence of one element and the negation of another, leading to an inclusive third state, where the combination of two elements ensures the presence of the third. Saying 50, Jesus said, "If they say to you, 'Where did you come from?' say to them, 'We came from the light,' the place where the light came into being by itself, established itself, and appeared in their image." In this saying, the association with light, B, and the negation of darkness, or A, leads to the realization of origin, C. The presence of light and its manifestation, AC, ensures an understanding of being, B, illustrating an associative relationship. Disassociation relationships involve the absence of one element and the presence of another, leading to an exclusive negated state, where the absence of one element ensures the absence of others. Saying 47, Jesus said, "A person cannot mount two horses or bend two bows, and a servant cannot serve two masters, or that servant will honor the one and offend the other." This saying emphasizes disassociation, where serving two masters, or B, leads to divided loyalty and negation of true service, AC. The inability to maintain dual allegiances, or B, results in the absence of true commitment, ASC, illustrating disassociation. Integration relationships involve elements where the presence of one element leads to the presence of another, with their combination ensuring a final inclusive state. Saying 19, Jesus said, "Congratulations to the one who came into being before coming into being. If you become my disciples and pay attention to my sayings, these stones will serve you." Here, becoming a disciple, A, and paying attention to Jesus' sayings, C, ensures that the stones will serve you, B. The integration of discipleship, A, and attentiveness, C, leads to a state of miraculous service, B, illustrating a harmonious integration. Disintegration relationships involve the absence of one element leading to the absence of another, resulting in an overall state of negation. Saying 76. Jesus said, "The kingdom of the Father is like a merchant who had a supply of merchandise and found a pearl. That merchant was prudent. He sold the merchandise and bought the single pearl for himself." This saying illustrates disintegration, where the absence of focus on the kingdom, B, leads to the absence of true spiritual wealth. A. The merchant's shift from many possessions to a single pearl, B, results in a loss of material diversity, AC, highlighting a state of disintegration. Through our detailed exploration of the Gospel of Thomas, using the structured framework of affirmed and negated triads, we have uncovered several unifying themes that reflect the profound philosophical and spiritual teachings of this ancient text. These themes interweave to form a coherent vision of spiritual enlightenment and inner transformation, which are at the heart of the Gospel of Thomas. Unity and duality. One of the prominent themes in the Gospel of Thomas is the reconciliation of dualities and the pursuit of unity. Sayings like those found in Saying 22 emphasize making the two into one, harmonizing opposites such as inner and outer, male and female, and light and dark. This theme aligns with our triads of coexistence and equilibrium, where the balance and mutual presence of elements are essential. The text encourages transcending dualistic thinking to achieve a unified, holistic understanding of reality. I will dinner enlightenment. The Gospel of Thomas repeatedly underscores the importance of inner enlightenment over external religious practices. This theme is evident in sayings that call for introspection and the discovery of the divine within oneself, as seen in Saying 3 and Saying 70. This resonates with our exploration of causal and nonlinear relationships, where inner states directly influence external outcomes and reflect deeper truths. The emphasis is on personal experiential knowledge of the divine rather than adherence to external rituals. Spiritual rebirth and transformation. Transformation and rebirth are central to the teachings of the Gospel of Thomas. Sayings like Saying 19, which speaks of those who come into being before coming into being, reflect the idea of spiritual rebirth. This aligns with our triads of reinforcement and integration, where cyclical positive influences and the integration of elements lead to a higher state of being. The text calls for a radical transformation of consciousness, where individuals are reborn into a new understanding of themselves and the divine, the kingdom within. A recurring theme is the concept of the kingdom of God as an internal reality rather than an external place. Sayings like Saying 77 and Saying 49 highlight that the kingdom is found within, and that seeking it internally leads to spiritual fulfillment. This theme connects with our triads of convergent and inclusive relationships, where the unification of internal elements leads to a comprehensive spiritual state. The Gospel of Thomas invites readers to look inward to find the divine kingdom, emphasizing personal spiritual discovery. Harmonious relationships. The text advocates for harmonious relationships, both with oneself and others. Sayings such as Saying 25, which calls for loving one's brother like one's soul, reflect the importance of harmonious interactions. This theme is explored through our triads of harmonic relationships, where mutual reinforcement and balance create a state of harmony. The teachings encourage compassion, understanding, and unity in human relationships as reflections of one's inner spiritual state. Overcoming material attachments. The Gospel of Thomas frequently warns against material attachments and emphasizes spiritual over material wealth. Sayings like Saying 76, where a merchant sells all his possessions for a single pearl, illustrate the theme of prioritizing spiritual treasures over material ones. This aligns with our triads of disintegration and exclusive relationships, where letting go of material concerns leads to spiritual purity and focus. The text teaches that true wealth is found in spiritual understanding and inner richness. Conclusion. The unifying themes uncovered in our exploration of the Gospel of Thomas reveal a text deeply concerned with inner transformation, unity, and spiritual enlightenment. By applying the framework of affirmed and negated triads, we have illuminated the intricate relationships and profound insights embedded within the sayings. The Gospel of Thomas offers timeless wisdom, urging readers to seek the divine within, transcend dualities, and embrace a life of spiritual harmony and inner peace. This analysis not only deepens our understanding of the text, but also highlights its enduring relevance in the quest for spiritual knowledge and personal growth.